Hello, everybody, and welcome to my presentation on college leadership and crisis management. Research through alternative lenses. The key here is alternative lenses. As you know, my research is going to be looking at college leadership during different phases of the crisis management process to see if certain types of leadership behaviors align better to different stages of the crisis management process better than other types of behaviors. And to do this, I'm going to be doing a qualitative multi-case state, a multi-site case study approach. And it's going to be very exploratory in nature, rather than predictive explanatory rather. So this presentation is going to ask the question, what would happen if I used a different approach than the one I'm planning on using for my study? And so, without further ado, let's just dive in and see how it would affect my approach. So one methodology would be mixed methods, and as Creswell states, mixed methods uses both quantitative and qualitative research methodologies to create a very rich description and full picture of the phenomena you are exploring. And so I would certainly be open to that kind of methodology. Actually, I'm very interested in mixed methods because I think both quantitative and qualitative approaches can create a richer description. However, I do eventually want to finish my dissertation, so I'm not going to be approaching this with a mixed methods approach. But if I were, what I would do is I would incorporate some quantitative surveys into my study, ones that have been tested for reliability and validity, like the full range leadership survey. I would definitely use that, and that looks at transformational to transactional leadership behaviors. So I'd incorporate that. And there are also surveys that look at crisis management. So I'd try to find the surveys that best match up. If I needed to alter them, I'd contact the researchers who created the surveys, and ask if I could alter them or change it up a little bit. And many quantitative research studies use multiple surveys for the research, so there's no problem with that. So I'd definitely use multiple surveys in addition to the qualitative approaches that I'm also using in my study. I feel like my picture's way too far away from the text. I want to fix that. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Oh, now I'm over the text, so I'll switch that back. All right, so the next approach I'd use that could be used would be action research. I've often heard this referred to as an assessment loop. And Creswell, again, says that action research really involves the researcher or educator identifying an issue or problem, usually within the classroom, but it can be outside of the classroom and with a certain process or something like that. So, and then you identify that problem, come up with a solution to it, try out the solution when next you have the opportunity to use it, and then evaluate whether or not it improved the outcomes you were looking for. And hence, it's a loop. It's about identifying the problem, identifying a fix, and then evaluating any change that might happen. This would be difficult for a crisis situation because you can't manufacture a crisis, and you really can't expect for one to happen because that's one of the characteristics of a crisis. It's often surprising, even though we may have inklings that a crisis is coming. Usually when a crisis emerges, it's very surprising. So it's hard to predict when one's going to happen. However, one thing that could happen within a research project like the one I'm doing is that I could ask executive leaders or presidents or crisis managers, at what stage of the crisis something may have not gone as well as would have been hoped. And then you could identify a solution to that. And then the next time a crisis emerges or happens, use that new solution to see if a better outcome results as a result of that. Though I do think that would be very difficult to do. But it's something to think about, especially in terms of questions, especially with a semi-structured interview approach. I could incorporate a question around that as part of my protocol. So, that's the end of this post, and this is my citation. Thank you very much, Mr. Creswell, whoever you are. Although you're everywhere, Creswell's ubiquitous. He's almost like God. I hope everyone's having a great weekend. On finding some time to do something fun at least this weekend, because we have a lot of work to get done, I know, and it's getting to the end of the quarter and we're all tired out. I know I am. So I'm looking forward to finishing up this quarter and also next quarter, and looking forward to seeing all of you again when next we meet down in Portland or Wilsonville or wherever that place down south is. And well, anyways, I could ramble on and I'll stop. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. Ciao.